Did you ever see a sign like this one in a store window? Special bargain, 27-inch TV set, only $499.50. Why is it $499.50? Well, if we could look inside a customer's head, we'd see that somehow, to him, a price in the 400s is a lot smaller price than one in the 500s. It's the psychology of the thing. People generally are aware of the fact, but they go for it anyway. You see it every day, no matter what sort of store you visit, and it works. There's another technique some stores use, successfully too. It's called the credit follow-up system. It's smart merchandising. Jewelers are apt to use it. Let's just suppose that about 10 months ago, you bought your wife a necklace for an anniversary gift to her. It was a real nice pearl necklace. Ought to be. Cost $100, or $99.50. Well, anyway, you paid $20 down and financed the $79.50 balance for 12 months. Maybe your payments were about $775 per month. That wasn't too bad. The little lady was tickled to death, and you got to be a hero for being really thoughtful, so everyone was happy. But the other day when you went in to make the 10th payment, the jeweler had a suggestion. He had a beautiful pair of earrings which matched the necklace you bought last year. And with another anniversary coming up, why shouldn't you buy them? You see, there were only 2 more payments to make on the necklace. That's $15.50, and the earrings were only $50, or $49.95, and there would be a $2 refund on the finance charges. So that would leave a total of only $63.45. And if you paid, say, $10 down, that would leave a balance owing of only $53.45. And if you finance that over 12 months, the monthly payment would be only about $5, instead of $775 you're accustomed to paying. Of course, the jeweler complimented you on your prompt payments, said your credit reputation is excellent, and wants to continue having you for a customer. And besides, you'd be a big hit again with friend wife. What made all this possible was a really tight follow-up system the jeweler kept, and his thoughtful selection of an article he was sure would appeal to you, the customer. It was a pretty tempting proposition. Now, you may ask, so what? What has all that to do with me? Well, that's a good question, but there's a good answer, too. We can borrow on both of these ideas. First, the psychology of a lower price, and second, the idea of the credit follow-up. And we can sell more cars using these ideas, so that's what all this has to do with us. The time to trade is now, not next week or next month, but now. And you can give a mighty good reason why this is true. If you can convince them that you are interested in saving their money, well, you've got a head start on a deal. The first requirement is to keep a good, accurate, up-to-date owner's file. And you've got to check it periodically, or you can have some sort of tickler system. Let's see. Here's a card. A fellow named John Jones. He bought a car from your dealership just 2 years ago. He had a 36-month contract on a car that cost about $3,000, of which he had to finance about $2,500. This means that every month he is paying about $80 on that 3-year contract. 2 years ago, the new car was worth $80 a month. But how does he feel now? Well, let's go to the scratch pad and see what we can figure out. You have kept in touch with Jones, so you know the car is in pretty good condition. He can be put in a new $3,000 car for about $1,350 difference. Now, he still has 12 months to go on the old contract, so he still has $960 to pay out. This must be added to the $1,350. So he can pay off his old car and buy a new one for $2,310. Now, he can finance $2,310 on a 36-month contract for somewhere around $75. So he'll have a new car, and his monthly payments will have been reduced from $80 to $75. That means he'll pay $5 less each month, $60 over the next year if he buys the new car now. Lots of people will be very much interested in a $5 per month saving, especially when a nice new car comes along with the saving. When the $5 a month can be tied in with the new car product story, all the pleasure and satisfaction he'll get, you can make a powerful impact on this fellow Jones. You have used the lower figure idea. A figure in the 70s is a whole lot less than one in the 80s, and he'll have all the enjoyment of a new car. Now, if the $5 idea doesn't appeal to him, you can bring up another point. Even though his car is in good condition for a 2-year-old, chances are pretty good that during the coming year it'll need some work. Of course, the $550 warranty will take care of any major engine or drivetrain repairs in the unlikely event they are necessary, but the car might need a new muffler. Let's say he spends $35 for a new muffler and tailpipe. There's a little over 30,000 miles on the car, so new tires are needed. He gets 4 new tires for, let's say, about 80 bucks. The battery's been giving trouble, so it has to be replaced. There's maybe another $18. Seat covers seem like a good idea. With 2 kids, perhaps the seats should be protected, so the trade-in allowance will be better next year. But it's another $15 or so. And it's time for an engine tune-up with new plugs and points. That's another $24. Let's suppose, just for the sake of the example, that Jones is faced with about $172 in additional expense, or an average of a little more than $14 a month. Now, instead of $80 per month, he has another $14 to keep the car operating. So his average monthly cost is something in the neighborhood of $94 each month. Now, just let's suppose a little further that he can put the $172 down when he takes delivery. Now, instead of $23.10 to finance, it's down to $21.38, and that would probably be only about $68 per month. Now you really have a story for Mr. Jones. You brought his monthly payments from a figure in the 80s way down to a figure in the 60s. And on top of it, he gets the nice, new, smart $3,000 automobile. You'll remember that we pointed out that this whole technique depends on a good owner's file. That is, of course, true in the case of your own customers, but the technique can be used on other prospects, too. When a prospect walks in off the street, the first move, as you know, is to qualify him. Find out everything you can about him and his present car. One of the very important facts is to learn whether or not his present car is paid for, and if not, how many payments does he have to go, and how much per month. And bear this in mind, if he has a competitive make, after 2 years his warranty is gone, dead, done with. So any repairs will cost him money, especially those expensive engine and drivetrain jobs. If you are lucky enough to find one in more or less the same situation as our friend Mr. Jones, well, you're off to the races. Start figuring how much you can lower his payments and put him in a new car. The figures used in this example are, of course, hypothetical. You probably won't find a case with these same dollar amounts, but the principle is valid. Try it next chance you get, and granted, not every prospect you have will fit this situation, but some will, and they are worth going after. You can find them in your own files, and you can find them from finance company reports. When an owner gets along toward the end of his payments, use the jeweler's technique. Get to him before some other salesman does, and get him to make another purchase from you. A lower monthly payment figure will interest him greatly, especially when he winds up in a brand new car. And who knows? You might wind up with enough extra commissions to be a hero again with your ever-loving wife.